I'm here with Steve at Alpha Antennas. They got a nice little booth right here in the major breezeway with a ton of antennas set up. And I asked Steve, what's new and interesting from Alpha?
Well, the major breezeways is we put all of our antennas here because everybody else's that are portable will blow over.
The breezeway was a good place for you.
This is like the trade winds in Costa Rica coming over the lake and the mountains. And not one thing in our booth has blown over by design.
Okay.
Our tripods are designed to take up to 55 mile per hour winds, probably most famous for our heavy duty tripods. Mm-hmm. They can lay flat and take up to 80 mile per hour winds.
Oh, wow.
And we have some lighter duty, we call them medium duty tripods. But in the ham radio world, our medium duty tripods are used for our 10 to 80 meter magnetic loops, our 10 to 40 meter 100 watt magnetic loops that's pretty much unique to us. I think we're the only ones that do the 100 watt portables. Mm-hmm. We do have some off-center fed vertical dipoles as well.
Okay.
That'll do 250 watts that are simply that. They're off-center fed systems that they're already pre-tuned. You don't have to go out and change a coil.
Oh, cool.
Length of a whip or slide a collar up and down.
So good for the POTA guy that just wants to get up and running, activate and get out.
That's right. Or command centers. We do a lot with the military.
Oh, okay,
we have
sure.
3 legs under us. We have industry, military, and amateur radio.
Okay.
That's our 3-legged stool. We produce magnetic loops for ICOM. We produce magnetic loops for the dealers in AEO in Japan. Mm-hmm. And one country has a dealer. That's the way we work. And we're the dealer in the U.S.
Cool.
Anybody can ship, and we do. A couple of the new things that we came out with was a full legal limit Hex Tenna system, which is right here behind me. This is the inside of the Hex Tenna. No balance, no inductors, no resistors. It's a real antenna.
Okay. I like it.
This is a dipole at 72 ohms. We have a V dipole at 50 ohms. That's why it doesn't require inductors or balance or anything else to be resonant on 440 through 40 meters, 440 megahertz through 40 meters. This Hex Tenna system has 5.41 meter elements, or 17 feet 9 inches in length. The reason that we did this length is that we have a Yagi that is also portable that fits in a 26-inch bag that will take a full legal limit, and the Yagi itself is only 7 pounds.
Wow.
That Yagi is pretty much the cat's meow for any of the POTA operators.
How many elements?
It's a 2-element Yagi that we build. Correct, yes. And we do have the single side for that same Yagi. It's called the Hex Tenna.
Okay.
And it'll do 440 megahertz all the way down to 7.0 megahertz.
Okay.
So it's continuous coverage as a dipole, but it's also deployable as another antenna, which is a vertical, for 2 through 20 meters.
Okay.
In the whole kit, we include both of the dipole elements. One can be used as the vertical element. We include 2 clip-on elements for 40 meters. But there's also a counterpoise that we include for the vertical element.
It's like, you got everything covered.
We got everything in one bag that weighs 3 pounds
and
is only 26 inches by 3 by 3.
Okay.
There is also a new product out that we have for 366 megahertz through 1,000 megahertz.
Okay.
And it also covers from about 106 to about 180 megahertz.
Okay, so super wide-banded. What's that antenna?
That's the Milcom system. It is a mobile antenna. This is the mobile antenna.
He's holding it. Let me see.
There you go.
This is the
wideband
for and what
system.
frequencies?
This is the 1,000 through 366 megahertz.
Okay.
And it'll also cover 2 meters.
Okay.
So for amateur radio, 2 meters and 440 and 900 megahertz. It has a cadmium bolt which is used on submarines to hold the stick in place.
Got it.
The stick itself is not a whip. We make it a wider diameter so that it does have the wideband characteristics.
Got it.
Right, and so
this is the actual antenna.
Right, we use metallurgy to achieve frequencies. And so resistances in specific metals in order to achieve resonance on specific frequencies. There's the secret sauce. Without actually telling you the metals that are all in there.
Okay, yeah, I was going to ask. So what is it made with?
Yeah, well, it increases the resistance as you use different metals.
Okay.
And the increased resistance makes it appear to be longer than it really is.
Oh, got it. Okay, cool.
Right. And this one includes the magnetic base. It includes the feed line.
Okay.
It's a complete antenna system for the mobile. This will be a dipole later, and it will be a Yagi, wideband Yagi as well.
Okay. What's this feed connection?
That's the feed point right there. You're holding the coax for it.
Yeah, what type of connector is that?
Every that is one that we had custom made.
Oh, okay. I was
it's
like,
a low loss
little...
connector for the for the very high frequencies. You have to have very low
right. Got it. Okay.
Right.
Okay, cool.
The next thing that we had, this is a pretty universal type match. It's a 316 stainless steel housing that an inductor is slid up into. The 316 stainless steel doesn't have eddy currents because it's not magnetic. Well, it also took on the capacitive characteristics of putting on this housing around that inductor. Okay. So this is basically like I won't say it's an antenna tuner, but it does have balance to it for both capacitance and inductance.
Okay.
The additional capacitance for the radiating elements are then installed on the top and the bottom bolts to get you the off-center fed system. But we put it vertical.
Okay.
There's your off-center fed vertical inductor and capacitive matching network. It's just like for SWR, you have the capacitance and the inductance in the equation. It's just science.
Okay.
Simple stuff.
And this you hook up to a whip, basically.
You can hook it up to several whips that we offer. It doesn't have to be one specific whip. Okay. It can be used to turn it upside down, and it has been used on bombers to light the skin of the aircraft.
Oh.
Just for testing, they did this, and
sure.
To see if the skin of the aircraft could be the antenna.
So do you have like a kit that centers around that, or you go to that product and you can kind of a la carte add?
It's like Legos. You can build the antenna systems. One of the antenna systems is the portable off-center fed vertical. A lot of people just know it as the HDFMJ. Mm-hmm. Been out for 10 years approximately.
Okay.
And it's a go-to no-tune antenna for 6 through 80 meters.
Okay.
It uses the same frequency sweep as an off-center fed dipole. You take an off-center fed dipole, lay it over the frequency sweep of this antenna. Okay. They're the same because they're the same antenna. Just ours takes up a very small footprint. Doesn't need trees. Everything's rigid. The next most popular, I would say, for a few months at least, has been this HOA Buster. Well, this HOA Buster, it's a random mid-fed wire antenna. And it happens to use your largest antenna that you already have installed, which are your gutters.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask you, I'm going to get 1,000 comments saying, you're selling a dummy load.
I know, right?
All right, okay. So now...
All it is, it's an inductor that matches the capacitive characteristics of your gutter. But with the spike, you shove that in the ground, and now you've got a drain for your common mode current.
Sure.
A lot of end-feds don't do that.
Right.
I'm not sure if any do. But anyways.
Yeah, okay.
Then there's another bolt that the jumper wire attaches to your gutter. Well,
now,
there is a clip for that to attach to your gutter.
I'm just curious now. So, do you have this connect to the downspout, or does it matter?
Yeah.
You can go to the roof
downspout's
line?
perfect.
Okay.
Because it's the end usually of the gutter system, and you want it to be an end-fed antenna so the wave can form all the way down the gutter.
Yeah. So, what if they can't get to the downspout? They just need to clip on the side.
Drop a wire.
Oh, I mean, this could run all the way up there, though, right?
Oh, this wire, we do custom. Build this wire to a length that they. Whatever they need.
Yeah.
We give you an 8-foot wire because most people have gutters that they can attach to.
Sure.
Comes in 6 different colors.
Oh. Okay.
So it'll match your house. That's why we call it the HOA Buster. It looks like something that you would have for your rain.
Yeah.
Sprinkler system.
Or looks kind of like a plumbing relief valve or something like that.
All of those things.
Yeah.
So it's fairly inexpensive for activating your 10 through 80 meters.
I mean, for those, I get emails all the time, comments all the time for people that are they're completely destroyed trying to figure out what to do living in an HOA.
That's sad.
And anything is going to be better than nothing. And I'm curious now how this performs. I'm interested in this.
Right. Yeah. We have now 3 pages on EHAM that random people have put their opinions out on. And we're at a 4.9 star.
Wow.
On EHAM after 3 pages, 2.5 pages right now, I believe it is.
This is cool. This is super cool.
Right. And like I said in the beginning, we do the military contracts, and we are primarily subs where we get hired, and they say, we need the antenna system for this Go kit. Yeah. We're in industry. A lot of hospitals, a lot of power companies will contact us, and the power companies are very interested in HF as a backup means of communications.
Yes.
And one other thing that we found is HF is now being used to stream the slow scan, basically it's like SSTV, but the military is using it to send images slowly over HF. Very interested in actually seeing an operation. Got a trip scheduled to see that later this summer.
Cool.
Right. And alphaantenna.com is the website for Americas. There, if you just go to Google Alpha Antenna, you'll find us also, and in other nations as you watch your channels
Yeah.
and other social media outlets.
And we'll have links in the description so you can find them.
This is the base loop magnetic antenna with the remote control system. It's simple, up and down on frequencies with the speed control. Watch this. That's how easy it is to connect.
Oh, cool. And there's
BNC.
power.
Power right there.
Oh, very good.
10 through 40 meters, 100 watts. Base magnetic loop antenna.
All right, thank you so much. I
Thank you.
appreciate it, Steve.
Yes, and one other thing I noticed.
Yes.
There are a few manufacturers of antenna systems that come to these ham fests.
Yes.
If you think about it, those are the ones with boots on the ground, and there are some that aren't at ham fests. We have always come to ham fests, and we always will.
Okay.
This antenna company, I wrote it in my will to give it to my employees after I die.
Oh, wow. Cool.
We will be around forever.
There you go. That's
So,
good
it was
words
good
right
to meet
there,
you.
Diana. Yeah, nice to meet you in person. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.